All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the second game of the night. I'm Zyori. Joining me is Min once again, and we are here still in the round of 32. We have Team IMV versus Team cToe, the Legion versus the Hellborn, as they will probably be referred to throughout this match. Another best of one series, where of course the winner will be moving on to the round of 16. Min, we had a bit of a break there, but we're back, ready for more Heroes of North action. You still feeling fresh, my friend?
Yeah, some sort of.
Good to hear.
Yeah.
I'm glad. Well, hopefully you're waking up a little bit more. I'm trying to keep the energy going, and you're just getting started, man.
Yeah, okay, let's go.
Yeah, that's right. That's the switch. So, round of 32 here. Really don't know too much about either of these teams. Really, nothing at all. So, who knows? We could see all sorts of fun plays judging by the PSRs here. This might not be the highest level of games, but that's certainly A-OK. It is to be expected. Of course, this is one of the Malaysian Han National Championship qualifiers in Selangor. Is that correct?
Selangor.
Selangor, yeah. Yes. My crazy American pronunciation. Let's go ahead and take a look at the bands here, though. Legion side going to start things off with Jerizaiah, followed up by Keeper of the Forest, Pebbles, Behemoth, Dark Lady, Ophelia, Tempest, and it looks like we have one band to go. Again, we're going to have banning pick all the way up until finals. Going to be lockpicking, Mischyz? Is that what I recall?
Mm-hmm. The finals are going to be lockpick.
So the finals will be serious, best of 3 lockpicking, no messing around.
Yep, and it will be in December.
In December.
Yep.
Yes. Well, we can all look forward to that.
What? So funny. What the hell?
All right. So anyhow, we'll see what this last band is. But so far, really not too much jumping out at me here. Again, I feel like almost every cast starts out the same way, where, well, these bands look pretty standard. But they really do. They really do. Nothing jumping out at me whatsoever, other than Keeper of the Forest being banned. How are you going to ban my Keeper?
Really costing it, you know.
Respect ban for the casters.
Yeah, respect ban for casters.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's just interesting because last I checked, Keeper really wasn't so strong, or isn't so strong these days. Ever since they nerfed the swing timer on the little tree babies, it's been not so much Keeper love going around.
Mm-hmm.
So Tundra going to be the last band here. And that's another hero that's kind of interesting. Tundra is one that I usually think of as kind of the go-to for a lot of teams, you know, first pick / ban worthy. I don't think that he was picked or banned in the last match, though. I'm having trouble recalling all the bans off the top of my head. Anyhow, Polywog Priest going to be the first pick here for our Legion team, Team INV. I really don't know what Team INV stands for. Invite, invitation, team interview. Really don't know. I hate it when teams aren't tagged up like that. I don't know how to coin them. You know what?
Team
what is
Invincible.
Team
probably.
Invincible? Is that really it?
Invasion.
Invasion, really? Is it?
Invasion, yes.
Okay,
Team
yeah,
Invasion.
there you go.
Oh, that's good. That's a nice. That sounds very strong. It's a good team name. Team Invasion. So we got Team Invasion here on the Legion side. Going to be a Luna Magmus first 2 picks for Team cToe, of course. Team Camel Toe over here. Ugh. Any thoughts about these picks so far, Min?
Yeah, well, I really like the first Polywog Priest picked up there because strong Polywog Priest is really very scary. I mean, if you've seen before, a Polywog Priest with Refresher could actually disable 4 heroes at one time. 2 Ward Threats, 1 Hex, and 1 Grab. It's like, wow, so scary. So actually, great Polywog Priest players are really very good. Yeah, so I kind of acknowledge that pickup. Yeah,
I absolutely agree with you. I'm sorry for laughing. Just the way you're a Polywog Priest is very scary. You're exactly right. I totally agree. And what I like about him as a first pick is he can play a whole bunch of roles. You know, you could see him playing kind of a roaming support. You could see him in the solo mid lane, being kind of a really aggressive hero, picking up a lot of farm. He really plays a whole bunch of roles. He fits in with a really disable heavy team, also fits in with a very push heavy team. He's going to be complemented here by Bubbles Glacius pickup. So Team Invasion starting off very magic damage intensive, and we'll see where they go from here. Again, starting off with a pretty solid draft, a lot of options left on the board. We'll see what cToe does here with their next round of drafts.
Yeah, so right now they are picked up quite normal, nothing stands out much. Yeah, so Luna and Magmus is kind of good picks also for the Hellbourne team.
Yep.
Just
Absolutely.
like a pick. Yeah.
Oh, wow. And look at that. So I was just going to say, it sort of standard stuff as far as picking your supports first. Magmus and Luna, two of the hot-to-trot supports in our current metagame. Magebane, Fade, going to be the next two pickups here. I'm kind of curious about how they're going to lane this, and of course that's going to depend very much so on what they do with this last pick. And I imagine Wretched Hag may be one that's going to be looking pretty tempting here, seeing that Bubbles has already been picked up. They're going to need a solo laner. Are they going to try lane it, is sort of what I'm getting at here. With the three melee heroes, that kind of makes me wonder, are we going to see a double roaming support? Are we going to see a tri lane to get that Magebane farmed up? You know, of course, that last pick going to depend a lot on what Invasion does with these last two choices. But, you know, I'd love to see the Magebane and Fade picked up in tandem. Of course, Fade, one of the not quite hard carries, but just straight up counters, or pardon me, not hard counters, but sort of a straight counter to Magebane, of course, with that Burning Shadows. So we'll see what they do. Warby's going to be the first pick. And I have no idea what the last one will be. Pandemonium. Man, I would never have guessed those two bad boys.
Yeah, Mead. It's quite kind of weird. I mean, yeah, we don't normally see these pickups.
Yeah, that's
so I don't really know how they're gonna lane this. I mean, maybe they're gonna go for.
Well,
yeah, I'm really not sure.
Yeah, for the Legion side, the lanes might not be too bad. I reckon we'll see a Jungle War Beast here and probably solo Bubbles, Polywog Priest, and then the Glacius Pandemonium lane actually works out pretty well. It's sort of a classic support farming lane. Pandemonium is one such hero that although he's not really a hard carry, he does need a lot of farm to really take off. He kind of needs to get that shrunken head in a fairly timely manner to have a very strong presence in the game. Glacius is going to be able to play that babysitting role very well. So again, with the Hellbourne side, that opens up the question of what are they going to do if they're going to go for the tri lane, which I'm sort of thinking they might. Well, I thought they were going to. Now they certainly could go solo Fade, solo Cthulhu, and then throw the Luna Magus, Magmus Magebane tri lane. Certainly is a possibility. Or they could split it up, just throw a Luna Magebane. I don't know. With all this melee, kind of a toss-up. And you know, after all, we could see Cthulhu end up in the jungle. So really, a lot of options on the at the disposal of both these really the Hellbourne side. So should be interesting. I'm actually kind of curious to get into this game and see how the laning phase will unfold for us.
Yeah. So there's for the Hellbourne team, they have actually 4 melee heroes, so there's a bit of disadvantage for them. Yeah. So let's get it on with the game.
Yes, let's get it on indeed, sir. I'm excited. I'm excited for game number 2 of the day. Again, guys, this is another round of 32 matchup. We split the round of 32 in half, which means more Han coverage for you guys. And although you can't see me, I'm pointing to you at home right now. That's right, you. Let's get into it. So, War Beast, an interesting pickup for a couple of reasons. And the way I understand it, he kind of doesn't fit into the Han metagame too well right now. Part of his problem is he doesn't jungle as easily as some other heroes. He can farm okay, but it's a little bit tricky for him. You know, he needs kind of that team support. He needs to go uninterrupted a little bit, and looks like we may have a remake here. I was not reading the chat. What was the issue?
Oh, I'm not pretty sure as well, but the Hellbourne team just caught a remake.
Okay. All right. Well, in that case, guys, shucks, we're going to sit tight here for a second because I don't know what happened. Mischyz, what happened?
I doubt Mischyz knows it.
I don't know, probably a wrong pick or something. Or there was some technical issues at the LAN cafe, because this is a LAN event.
Oh yes, that is true. Probably something we should reiterate. It is indeed a LAN event. This is an offline, well, technically online, but it is a LAN environment at Selangor Internet Cafe.
Yeah, this is an offline qualifier.
Yes, the offline qualifier at where is it? The venue name is on the tip of my tongue. FTZAsia.net.
FTZ.
Yep, there you go. So if you're in the Malaysia territory there, head on down to FTZ Asia. Don't really know where it is, but it sounds awesome.
I think that's Subang, if I'm not wrong. I've been there a few times, though. It's a pretty nice cafe.
Really? Do they have a lot of computers?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, pretty running good specs. So we have to worry about blue screens slowing down our tournament.
Yeah, and they have this really awesome place to have food. It's right next to it.
Wow, delicious.
You should come down sometime, Zari.
I'm ready. I am so ready. I need to come to Asia. I told my my grandfather that I'm working for a company based out of Singapore, and he was like, "Oh, Singapore! I've been there." And he was, "I encourage you to go visit." That's exactly what he said. And I was like, "All right, well, thanks, Granddad. I really appreciate that. I will do just that once I figure out how to afford the plane ticket halfway around the world. It's a long flight."
It is. It's about 19 hours. Yeah, 19 hours flight.
Cheese and crackers.
And you lose like 12 hours so you come here?
Exactly 12 hours, yeah. You know, I do like the 12-hour difference, though. It makes the math for time conversions so much easier. Anytime you give me a time, I'm just like, minus 12, 10 a.m., that's 10 p.m., boom. Mental math, it's so good. It's so good.
Yeah.
So, hopefully we can get this game started. We need to get our other... I got an invite. I don't know about you guys. I guess I'm the lucky one here, the chosen caster. I
have one too. Are you on D&D, man?
No, I'm not.
I'll try you one.
Oh, it's banning pick again. Are we gonna redraft, or is that in...
To be honest, I don't know. VP or...
Okay, I see. They'll just random ban very quickly.
Just... Get up.
Go, go, go. I don't want to have to start the local VOD over again. Come on now. That was such a good introduction. I want to preserve its integrity. We don't need any repeats of earlier. Had that perfect introduction, and then we had to do it over again. Oh.
It was perfect. It was fit.
It was. The second time was just not as good. It really wasn't. Those introductions. Like I said, man, it's just like Tetris. You know, sometimes the pieces just
It's like Tetris.
they just put themselves together. You know, you just get the perfect pieces and they all flow. And other times, you're doing the same thing, but it's just not working. It's not coming together. You're getting squares when you want the long ones. You're getting long ones when you want the little squiggles.
Squiggles. Okay.
I don't know what the names of the pieces are, but so welcome back, guys. We are banning pick once again. I don't know what the remake was, but ban's going to come out very quickly here, and we are just going to repick the same heroes, or if there was one random that needed to be changed. I actually was just hardcore tunnel visioning, not reading the chat. My apologies, but there we are. So the ban's complete. Pick's going to be other way. Once again, I'm Zyori. Joining me is Min, and of course Mischyz is on the call as always, making sure everything is going swimmingly. Kind of the... I don't know the appropriate analogy.
Yeah, this is to make sure Zari behaves.
Yes. What were you, the glue that holds all the pieces together, the lubrication that ensures a seamless and well-run event. I don't know of too many other appropriate metaphors here, but regardless, we have the whole team.
Let's go there and let's get to the game.
So we are going to get into the game. Do we have any differences in picks? And it doesn't look like it. I believe these are all exactly the same heroes, so that's good. Don't have to redo any of that analysis, Min. We're in great shape.
Yeah. Yes.
Yes.
It's all the same.
Good news, Bears. All right. Yes, indeed. So, where were we when we left off? I believe I was saying something about War Beast being a clunky bastard, really not bringing a whole lot to the table. We'll see how he fares. One thing about War Beast is he can snowball. He is by all means a snowball hero that can get out of control and really pack quite a punch. The issue is he going to be able to get there? And I sort of hope, for the sake of this Hellborn sign, that they will maybe counterward him a little bit, at least pressure him in the jungle, and make his time that much more difficult to slow him down. Still curious about these lanes. We'll see if it's a tri-lane. We'll see if Cthulhufont's in the jungle. At the present, it looks like it will be a Luna Cthulhufont in the bottom lane, Magebane Magmus in the top, and Solo Fade mid. Sort of an interesting array of hero lineups. I would have thought for sure a Luna would go with Magebane, but we'll see, as of course here we are stuck in a pause.
So I think they are doing a Trime bottom and Magma solo top.
Oh, okay. Maybe. Oh, yeah,
Yeah.
you're right. Maybe that's where Mage Bane's gonna go.
But cthulhu had a larger hatchet, so yeah, that's something.
That is something. That is something there. Wow. Yeah, that's a keen eye. I don't know. We'll see. Where is the Magus Mage Bane gonna go? He's headed to the top, so he is gonna be in the top lane. For now, at least, we see some rotation with Fade headed to the bottom. Little Magmus here, starting the mid lane. Of course, it is the Magmus skin, one of my favorites. Fiery Magmus.
Oh.
So, all sorts of issues. Again, I'm not really keeping up on. I don't know what a Warkey is.
Me either. I don't know what they are trying. I don't really understand their chat.
Oh, walkies are the key binders.
Oh.
Oh, keys.
Yeah, so
Walkies.
yeah, walkies.
Oh.
That's what they used to call it in Dota, if I'm not wrong.
Yeah, they bind the keys. Yeah.
Yeah, key binders. So
Oh, okay. That's some crazy Asian slang.
welcome to Asia.
Well, welcome to Asia.
Let's get it on.
Welcome to Asia. So, okay, let's get it on indeed. Hopefully, that is the last of the pauses, at least for the time being, so we can get into some more Heroes of Newerth action. Thank you for joining us once again, guys. Sincerely do appreciate it. And plenty of solid Heroes of Newerth action to come tonight. So we do have Pandemonium, Polywog Priest, and who's the laggard here? That's going to be Mr. Glacius. And they're going to be walking into the Doom Squad. What's going to happen? It's going to be kind of a 3v3, or no, 4v3, pardon me, kind of heads-up fight here, and we'll see if either side gets aggressive, of course. I would imagine the Hellborn side going to be planting a ward to stop for the pull from being a possibility, and we'll see if they can get it off. There it is, the ward going to come down, and looks like they're not even going to have to force an engage either. In the top lane, we're going to have Warbeast headed up there for now. As with Bubbles, looks like he may just throw some wolves, then head back to the well. I think that will be the case. I imagine solo Bubbles on solo Mage Bane at the top. Warbeast going to head back to the well, and then presumably move into the jungle. But these lanes are already, well, a little bit interesting.
Yeah, pretty interesting lineup, I can say. Yeah, so, oh, a nice technique by Warbeast. You actually using the wolves to actually maneuver the creeps through the lane.
Yeah, so this is very similar. This reminds me of the Wild Soul strategy where you pull the bear. Yeah, exactly. So this is going to be great. We see Bubbles here going to be able to pick up a couple creep kills here under the scope of the tower. He's going to get 1, 2. That's not bad. He gets a full round of experience. Now, of course, the problem with that is it does allow Mage Bane sort of the same window of opportunity. Mage Bane picking up 4 of those last hits. So sort of a double-edged sword there. It does help out Bubbles, but I think the most important thing, it gets them a little bit of lane control. Now Magmus, as well as Mage Bane, do have a bit of lane control. Bubbles, wow, already out of mana, and, well, taking a good bit of damage as well. So Mage Bane, man, he's ain't afraid of no ghosts, so to speak, using a breakyism there. Wow. We'll see how he farms. Already off to a good start. Down here in the bottom, I don't know what to make of this, though. The Aluna Cthulhu up against the Glacius Pandemonium. This is a very strange duo of lanes going up against each other. And we'll see how it works out. As I mentioned, Pandemonium is one such hero that needs to pick up a lot of farm to really be effective. He can snowball, but he needs that early farm. And hopefully he can find it down here with Glacius as a babysitter.
Yeah, that's right. So, like we said, like you have said, I mean, Pandemonium needs at least a stronger hit to start out with. Yeah, so at least he get able to get some farm now with the Seas of Glaciers. Yeah, so.
Absolutely, and looks like Aluna going to roam around a little bit here, and Warbeast is going to end up in the jungle. And again, this is sort of what I was talking about with Warbeast, where he's a little bit slow getting going. He really, oh, Cthulhu Font getting a little bit low in the bottom is going to be able to survive, though. Looks like they're going to capitalize on Aluna being out of the lane. But this is what I was talking about with Warbeast, and in the jungle early on, he does struggle a little bit, and with these, you know, the early mana potion build here, he's, it's definitely not a bad build, but it is just, a little bit slow going. He's probably going to have to make a trip back to the well at least once before he'll be kind of self-sustaining in the jungle with that lifesteal. I imagine he'll go for fast lifesteal, a fast... why am I drawing a blank on what it's called? Abyssal Skull. But time will tell. I mean, what do you think? How do you think Warbeast fits in? I mean, do you like that pick here, or do you think that's kind of an odd choice compared to the other junglers that were still on the board?
It's not really a bad choice. I mean, yeah, because eventually they need a carry. I mean, yeah, so they can't force their Pandemonium to be a full carry, a full-fledged carry. So either way, they had a pushing strat right here with Polywalk Priest with Warbeast, so it's not really that bad after all. Yeah.
Well, and that's a good thing to point out. There are sort of two avenues you can take with the Warbeast. You can do sort of the carry build, you know, go for Shrunken Head, maybe a Shield Breaker, what have you, carry basic items. You can buff up that right-click auto attack DPS. Or you can go for kind of the, what I would coin, quote, the backdooring Warbeast, or the pushing Warbeast. You know, go for that early puzzle box again, get the early Abyssal Skull, maybe try and take an early Kongor kill, get that early token. And it can work out quite nicely. You can see, once he gets that level 3 puzzle box, Warbeast can push towers very, very quickly. If you can, you know, sort of force some of those 45 fights and open up a lane for Warbeast, he can be a pretty scary pushing utility on that front. So, you're exactly right, a couple of different options. What's really scary right now, though, is looking at that GPM chart. Magebane has pretty much free farm up here in the top lane. No kills on the board, well above 300 GPM. And he's sitting with 27 creep kills, way ahead of anyone else in the game. They're going to have to do something. They either need to rotate lanes to slow down this Magebane's farm, or they're going to have to push these towers. They got to do something, because leaving this Magebane unchecked like this will eventually backfire. In the bottom lane, Glacius in a little bit of trouble. One more auto attack ought to do it. He's going to move into the trees, but he's going to wander the wrong way. Unfortunately, Cthulhu can be able to pick up that Bloodlust bonus gold. His Pandemonium now going to fall as well. I don't think there's enough mana. There's the stun, but yeah, no follow-up to come. No trample for Cthulhu, unfortunately. Magician going to go down to the hands of the mighty Cthulhu.
Yeah, and on the top lane, Bubbles is actually being pressured really hard by Magmus, and he chased all the way in back to the river, allowing Magebane to get like fully potential farms. I mean, yeah, so this is really bad, and they should do something about this.
Yeah, it looks like Les QQ, or the Les QQ wannabe as it may be, really is capitalizing though. It's 33 and 22. That's pretty damn good for 5 minutes in. I mean, he really isn't missing too many last hits, and that is definitely good news for the Hellborn side. And again, it goes back to the point that I was making about Warbeast. From the carry perspective, in the jungle, he's just never going to be able to take off like Magebane is right now. And with those Alchemist bones that were just picked up, I believe, for the Magebane inventory, they're not on the carrier quite yet. There we go. Yep, that's going to be Les QQ. So Magebane really capitalizing, going for the Alchemist bones, getting a little bit greedy here. But I have to say, I think it's warranted. A 5-minute Alchemist bone, it's pretty good. That is pretty good. Of course, one of those items, the earlier you get it, the higher return on investment you get. So with this timing, I have no doubt he will be farming up that Runed Cleaver in a very timely manner.
Yeah. So for Magebane to actually pick up an Alchemist Bone, you need to really have like so many farms, because he's quite squishy and he don't often get this kind of chance to actually farm. So yeah, so he's like kind of just free farming all the way.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, and again, I hate to keep picking on poor Warbeast here, but part of the other, he doesn't bring a lot of utility to the table. I was just going to say, well, they need to adjust these lanes. They need to address this Magebane, but they don't have any flexibility. They have a very rigid team comp here. Warbeast kind of has to be in the jungle at this point. Glacius, yeah, you could send him to the top, but I don't know that that would really help Bubbles all that much, and that would just be hell in a handbasket for Pandemonium here. He would lose what little farming potential he has here, sitting 19-3, and I have a feeling a Luna and Cthulhu may be able to set up a kill or two on him if they leave him solo in the lane. And along with that, Polywog Priest, I mean, he's got to stay mid. He's their solo mid here, going toe-to-toe with Fade. You really can't leave that Fade to solo farm. So they're kind of stuck. That's part of the problem with this draft. They don't have a lot of versatility to try and deal with this Magebane. They are going to try and make up for it, though, by taking a very early Tier 1 tower. The Polywog Ward's going to come down. Magmus hidden in the trees here, looking for some sort of retaliation. Warbeast sitting only level 5 is nearby, and they may set something up. Polywog Priest with that double damage, is it just about to wear off, and we'll see what they do. Magmus sitting in The Steam Bath doing a little bit of harassment. I don't know, this tower may actually fall. It's getting close to deny range. The Hellhound's in there taking those last hits. And yep, this tower gonna fall. No deny attempt from Magmus, or from Fade for that matter, but a very early tier 1 tower. That's gonna help offset things a little bit. Still, the Legion side actually had a pretty big deficit here, only 8 minutes in, considering they've picked up the first tower kill.
Yeah, okay, so big problem coming from Polywalk Priest, and Fate is pursuing him but not able to kill him down, yeah. So quite early tower by the Legion team to actually, benefit them from the Mischyz free farm. Yeah, so like, I think they had a strategy in mind, like Panda can actually stop Mischyz with his Space Smash, so it won't be much of a problem if Pandemonium had a stronger head-on. So I think they are having this strategy in mind. So they are currently, we can see that actually War Beast is going towards the pushing strat.
Yeah, absolutely. And it looks like War Beast is off to the pretty standard start. I keep wanting to say Vlad's. I know I've got to be careful with my terminology here. He's going for that Abyssal Skull, quite obviously, and that's pretty standard. Makes a lot of sense. It's great for pushing, great for carry, and makes him kind of self-sustaining. The junk is actually going to be able to pick it up right now. So that is good news for War Beast, but still, that farm, I mean, he's at 235 GPM. That's pretty good, but it ain't nothing compared to where this Mage Bane's at 375, and wow, look at that in the top lane. Bubbles getting dangerously low. The ulti going to be used from Mage Bane. That'll force back Bubbles, and LesQQ, or the LesQQ wannabe, just going to go back to free farming. Happy as a clam up here. Absolutely wow. He's able to right-click those Steam Boots, and yeah, that is one scary, scary Mage Bane.
Yeah. So actually, yeah, nothing. Actually, Mage Bane could just like dive to Bubbles and just take him off. Because right now they had 3 heroes at the bottom lane, and I don't think the Hellborn team will actually portal up. And looks like there's an engage going on, and Cthulhu Fun is safe, I think.
Yep, the Polywog Ward's going to come down in a beautiful position. They're able to do hero damage as well as tower damage. Maybe they're just a pinch too far forward, hoping for a bit more commitment, not going to find it. Fade's going to be here, though. Reflection is active, and she's going to go in for some initiation. Going to catch Polywog Priest. A beautiful Hex. Great reaction time there. Pandemonium now going to go in. Glacius getting a little bit low. There's the Burning Shadows from Fade. Unfortunately, didn't connect with Glacius, or I reckon that would have been a kill. Up in the top lane, still Bubbles and Mage Bane going toe-to-toe. LesQQ getting the best of both worlds right now. He does not have a port in the inventory, so he is at least somewhat committed to hanging out in the top lane here. And he's not even going to need to port down. Looks like they're going to be able to keep this tower alive very easily. Well done by Team cToe here. And one of the great things about this roster is they have a great 4-man team. They can fend off these pushes, they can take team fights with these 4 heroes, and open up windows like they just did to allow Mage Bane free farm. If they had allowed the Legion side to take that tower, then you may be able to reason, well, was that really worth it? But defending that tower and opening that farming window is kind of a win-win. Now we're going to see Pandemonium in a little bit of trouble. And, oh, the Obliterate going to be used. There's the Trample, and yeah, I don't think he's surviving this one. Not at all. Down he goes. Fade going to be the one to pick up that last hit with the auto attack there. Valentine's going to be the recipient of that kill. Now leading 2-0, 11 minutes in. Nice 2K gold, 2K experience lead for Team cToe on the Hellborn.
Yeah, currently they are in great shape, great position. Mage Bane currently free farming, and yeah, so looks like there's an engage going up on top, Fate going in, and Mage Bane going in as well, being able to take down Polywog Priest anytime. Yeah, there we go. So yeah, Bubbles made his escape away, and he's gonna TP away. Yes, he will be able to. Yes.
Very close call. Burning Shadows coming up in about half a second right before he got the hell out of there. So a close call for Bubbles, but is going to be able to survive nonetheless. So right there, yeah, that was pretty explosive. You know, they're like, all right, yeah, we're going to get Mage Bane. Then all of a sudden, wow, Polywog Priest just disappeared, it seemed. Mage Bane now sitting with about 1,800 gold in the bank. Again, that Alchemist Bones just doing work. If you allow a Mage Bane to pick one up that early, just ridiculous how quickly he's going to be able to snowball. We'll see. I think the ticket for this Legion team is going to be to do some split pushing. You know, so far they've been trying to take out these towers via a team effort, which isn't a bad effort or a bad idea at this point in the game, but I think they may need to do some split pushing. See, up in the top lane, Mage Bane actually going to get caught out. There's the crowd control power of Bubbles and Polywog Priest. Of course, the silence mixed with the shackle. Voodoo Ward's going to be burned, unfortunately, but probably a worthwhile usage to pick up that kill on Mage Bane.
Yeah, that's right. So I think without the wards, they will not be able to take down this tower so easily.
Yeah.
Yeah, they will still go for the attempt.
Yeah, well, it's good doing a little chip damage. I mean, if they're not going to defend it, certainly put some pressure on. All the while in the bottom lane, though, Warbeast and Pandemonium going to get a tower, and that's sort of what I was talking about. Put some pressure on one tower while capitalizing on the, quote, backdooring ability of Warbeast. Of course, not really backdooring that bottom tower, but for some reason in my mind, that's just the connotation that I have when I think about that hero. Up in the top lane, though, we're going to see some initiation. Glacia is going to be the one to fall after Cthulhu comes in with a nice trample. Bubbles may find himself in a bit of a sticky wicket here. No Shell Surf coming up quite yet. There it is. He is going to use the take cover, and that'll be enough to keep him alive. A bit of a close call there from Bubbles. Nice cooldown management to survive in the end. A noble effort. Unfortunately, the Hellborn side not able to capitalize as much as they would have liked, but still able to pick up a kill nonetheless.
Look like there's a bit of engage going through at the bottom lane. Warbeast is big trouble. Trample cast by Cthulhu, and down he goes by Fate.
Yep, nice defense, and oh, is Pandemonium going to be able to port out here? Is there Burning Shadows? Nope, yet again, someone going to port away with Burning Shadows, having about 1 second remaining on that cooldown. So a couple of close calls for Fade, unfortunately. For the Hellborn team, at least, they're not going to be able to secure that kill. Still leading 5-1 here, about 14 minutes in. And again, same story, different chapter with this Mage Bane. He is just farming away now, up to 87 last hits, just comparing his creep score to everyone else on this table. 88 and 42, just it feels like an incredible creep score count to me at this stage in the game.
Yep.
It's pretty amazing. I mean, humbling seeing someone do it. I mean, I can't farm that well up just against no one in the lane, so I guess it's impressive all around, but still scary to see. He does have the life tube now. I imagine that mana tube will come shortly for the sustainer. And again, that rune cleaver. I mean, he's well on his way to a 20-minute rune cleaver here, and yeah, that will be the beginning of the end. Right now, Mage Bane is manageable. They can still take him down once he gets that rune cleaver. Once he moves into what I would imagine will be either a Geometers or a Shrunken Head, he will be absolutely incredible. Now, one thing to note about Shrunken Heads in this game, and why Pandemonium is somewhat of a useful hero, his stuff does go through Shrunken Heads. All of his stuns and disables are technically physical, so Shrunken Head does absolutely nothing to mitigate the crowd control that Pandemonium can bring out.
Yeah, that's right.
Up in the top lane, nice tower deny. The ward's going to be used. Tower deny is good, but still losing a tier 2 tower 15 minutes in. Does sting a little bit. Does help curb the lead here from the Hellborn side. Now the tower score leading 3-0 in favor, of course, of the Legion.
Yeah. So right now for Mage Bane, he's still squishy and it's not tanky because he does not go for the Helm of the Black Legion strategy. I mean, yeah, so he's going for a full farm. So he's kind of be able to take down easily with the help of Bubbles as well as Polywalk Priest. Yeah, so right now they should for the Legion team, they can attempt some push right here, and Fate is going to get caught with the blue wards over there, and he's going to go down right here. Wow, but nice assist by Magmus, and he's going to survive this, and Warbeast last. Oh yeah, but Bubbles will be able to take him down, and trampled by Cthulhu onto Warbeast, but not be able to do anything. He does not have any mana, and below there, Mage Bane actually brings down Pandemonium. Yeah, with the assist of his teammates.
And now it looks like Warbeast always going to be in big trouble. Yeah, beautiful body blocking, but it doesn't matter. Nothing he can do. Nice initiation onto Fade, but unfortunately the follow-up just wasn't there. That line stun from Magmus, as you pointed out, so beautifully placed, kept Fade alive a little bit longer, and I think that fight would have gone much differently had Fade just been bursted down, and if Magmus wasn't there in time. So that looks like it was at a 4-for-1 exchange right there, a 3-for-1. Of course, very in favor of Team cToe here. Wow, Baby Susu with the big plays on that Magmus.
Baby Susu.
Very nicely done. And again, to go back to Warbeast, I hate to keep picking on this hero, and it's really not the fault of the player, but there's a reason Warbeast isn't picked up so much right now. And in this early stage, when he has the ultimate activated, that's great. That makes him such a scary utility. He can pick up those kills, but it only lasts for a set duration that isn't incredibly long. Actually, how long does it last at level 1 here? What is it? 16 seconds. Once that ultimate's off, Warbeast is pretty easily kiteable. I mean, he's sort of a one-trick pony at this point in the game, and well, as demonstrated right there, once that ultimate's off, there's really not much he brings to the table in those team fights.
Yeah, for Warbeast, he actually needs the magic immunity so that the supports can't actually stop him when he's in his ultimate form.
Yep.
Yeah, so he can pick up enemy heroes fairly easily. So once he's been disabled, he's not much of a use. Yeah.
Yep. Absolutely. One big item pickup, though. Polywog Priest has managed to grab a portal key at the 18-minute mark, so that is, well, pretty impressive, and does make him a little bit more scary. It does give some initiation power here. For the Legion side, Pandemonium going to clear out the jungle a little bit. He's got his Ghost Marchers and about 1,100 in the bank here. I imagine he's pulling up that gold for that valuable Shrunken Head, and he may go ahead and just pick up that Mighty Blade for a little bit of extra survivability. We see the hoverboard courier here for the Legion. So cute. Such an adorable little courier.
Yeah.
Alright, so a pretty slow game overall. There are only 10 kills on the board here. 18 minutes in. Overall, both teams have been relatively passive, and of course that does benefit the Hellborn side quite a bit. Magebane here pushing 440 GPM around the 19-minute mark. They're loving it. I mean, right now, the longer they can sit back and keep farming, continue getting this Magebane scary, they're going to do it. We see the Rune Cleaver is now complete, 19 minutes in. That is a very timely Rune Cleaver, my friend. And as I mentioned earlier on, this is when Magebane's really going to start to shine, really going to start to skyrocket. And I don't know how they're going to combat it. I mean, they don't really have anyone farming nearly at the pace that he is, and I mean, it's just going to get worse from here now that the Rune Cleaver is on the field. And the other scary part as well is that Magebane actually hits hard now as well. He has some damage. I don't know, he actually has some utility in these team fights a little bit now.
Yeah. He's quite he has the damage right now, and it does not hurt as much, but it definitely improves his farming capability, and he's able to farm much easier right now with the Cleaver. So yeah, he's still burstable. I mean, he can still be burst down fairly easily. I mean, yeah, so because right now, if Polywog Priest, where is he? Yeah, he has his PK, so it's very easy to catch him with the Assist of Bubbles, and when he's silenced, he can blink it away. And yeah, so right now they should actually find some opportunity to actually bring down Magebane and stop his farming.
Exactly. 100% agree with you. That was the next point I was going to bring up, and I was going to say maybe they could get some aggressive wards up and try and make something happen, and then lo and behold, they actually do have a ward of sight here in the Hellborn jungle up on the plateau, so they have some vision. They know exactly where Magebane is, and they're kind of just opting not to do anything, not to set something up or be too aggressive, and you have to kind of label that a misplay a little bit here just because they're not farming at equal rates. Sitting back and having sort of a static farm fest game benefits the Hellborn side so much more than the Legion. That forces them to be, well, it gives them the need to be a lot more aggressive at this point. You know, maybe finish up a round of core items, all that stuff. I can certainly understand some of the timing to be a bit more defensive, but they need to hit the gas soon here. They're running out of time before Magebane will just become insurmountably strong. And we do see Warbeast has now picked up his Soul's Bulwark, so perhaps that was the key item they were waiting for to try and make something happen. Polywog Priest now level 11, sitting with level 2 Voodoo Wards. Again, another key aspect of their arsenal here. We'll see, but a little too passive for my taste is kind of what I'm getting at here, Min.
Yeah, so Magmus actually had a portal key picked up, so it's quite dangerous for the Legion team right now.
Definitely true. Always a big item pickup when a Magmus grabs his portal key. Bubble's going to get caught by Magebane here, though, and he's going to be in big trouble. He has auto cooldowns. There's the red power throw. One last auto attack from LesQQ. It's going to result in virtually a free kill in the mid lane as well. Angel Freedom going to fall to the hands of Valentine's. Did miss most of that one, but it looked like just a pretty straightforward solo Fade kill. Of course, Fade has a portal key here as well. So that is now 3 portal keys on the field. Plenty of initiation power on both sides. And wow, with sort of the 2 key heroes dead, Polywog Priest and Bubbles, that's going to open up a window for cToe to pressure some towers, and they're going to celebrate by taking a tier 1 here in the mid lane.
Yeah. So right now, the DJT is not in a great shape to actually do an engagement, and this will be a free tower to the Hellborn team. Yeah.
Yep. not much they can do about it here. I believe one of them might have a Ring of the Teacher. It doesn't matter at this point. They can still push pretty easily. The Glyph going to be used. The port going to come in. It is going to get canceled. That Burning Shadows probably would have connected. So I suppose a smart choice to cancel the port. And there it is. Warbeast going to come in just at the last second. Just in time to see everybody on the Hellborn side head for the hills. Now Cthulhuphant, his farm has been paying off as well, just finishing that Barrier Idol, 23-minute Barrier Idol. Certainly something to be proud of as well now that tower's gone down. About 6k gold, 7.6k experience lead for Team Cameltoe over here. That Barrier Idol this early on though, man, that is a big item pickup in my mind. One of the most underrated items in the competitive scene. Great for pushing, great for team fights. That's going to give them a nice edge here very early on.
Yeah.
So we'll see
Right.
what Magebane does next. Of course, he's had that Rune Cleaver, as we've mentioned, with about 1,700 gold in the bank. I imagine he'll just pick up a Geometer's Bane coming up next here. Again, given that Shrunken Head's not going to save him from the wrath of the Panda, I think either a Nullstone or a Shrunken Head's going to be the way to go at this. Or, pardon me, a Nullstone or a Geometer is going to be the way to go at this point.
Yeah. For me, I think I will prefer the Frostburn and you split it up to Frostwood Scout and Geometer's Bane. Yeah, that's pretty much good as well. I mean, right now he's at 900 HP and it's quite low. But of course, Geometer's Bane gives him the capability of like, it acts like an escape mechanism for him. So yeah, Geometer's Bane pickup is also fine as well.
Yeah, I mean, they are somewhat similar on that front, but yeah, the general tone of what you're saying is certainly correct, sir. The Frostburn build is one way to go, and I do like that build. It transitions so nicely. It's just so clean and pretty. You know, you get those mid-game items, you split them up, get those late-game items. Just works so well. He is going to go for the Geometers, though. Looks like the Courier going to finish it up. Yep, going to be a nice delivery coming up pretty quickly. So looks like he had actually already bought half of it before I brought that up, so yeah, his farm's even better than I thought. I do want to mention as well, it doesn't look like, at least on my side, I'm having any lag issues, guys, so if you're having lag problems, it's probably connection related, and I would suggest lowering the quality. The buttery smooth 1080p 3200 kbps stream looks beautiful, but it does require quite the hefty connection, so unfortunately you may have to turn it down to 360 or 480. I did actually contact Twitch, and the issue where we weren't having 720p encoding should be fixed now. There should be 720p as well as 1080 for you guys, so I did at least do that much to fix the transcoding. So, again, I do have chat open, keep me informed with lag issues, but nothing but green lights on my end. Man, I'm really itching for some kills here, man. Just as I say that, whoa, initiation from Faye gonna blink in. There's the Burning Shadows, red power throw gonna come out. That's gonna be the end of Glacius. Magnus ulti to follow up. Bubble's gonna get taken out, and while the Obliterate's still on, unfortunately not gonna connect with Pandemonium here. He's on the run. I know they're going to be able to set something up. It's been a 2-for-0 exchange so far. This tower is still alive. Going to be able to do a little bit of damage. Burning Shadow's going to connect with Pandemonium. Where's the follow-up? 54 hit points. There's the follow-up. He's going to go down. They're going to be in a little bit of trouble here. Maybe able to survive. There's the sprint away. Warbeast's going to be forced to use the ultimate. And I don't know if they have enough mana to finish him off. Nope, doesn't look like it. It's going to be a 3-for-0 exchange, though. Just as I was talking about the itch for some a team fight. An explosive engage from Team cToe, of course, coming out way ahead. 3-0.
Yeah, they pretty much are very good teamwork and communications going there, helping teammates stance and let Fate actually be able to escape his death from there. Yeah, so I don't know what to say, but right now the Legion teams needs to do something. I mean, they need to start the engage, catching the Hellborn team instead of them getting caught by the rest. Yeah,
I mean, you're exactly right. We talked about the initiation power, and I'm really yet to see this Polywog Priest use that portal key to set anything up. I mean, there may have been one kill that he grabbed kind of randomly, but so far he's been getting initiated on. And if you don't make use of that portal key, it is the biggest wasted item you can buy. I mean, if you get hit first before using it, it's practically useless. That's 2,100 gold. That doesn't give you anything in that team fight. All it gives you is that initiation power, and then sort of an escape mechanism, a half-assed escape mechanism, so to speak, if you have the opportunity to get away. So seeing Polywog Priest get initiated on is really holding back this Legion side. That's a lot of money that he's put into it, and of course with red boots, there's really not much of a getaway if you get caught out. So I wholeheartedly agree with you, good sir. They need to be a little more proactive with using that Polywog Priest ulti. Warbeast, though, he's got 4K gold in the bank, and I don't know what he's pooling for. At this point, this Legion team, man, they're in a rough position, down 11K gold, 14K experience. A Mage Bane farming like crazy on the opposing side. They need to make something happen. And for a second there, I thought Warbeast may be pooling for a Doombringer, but instead he did pick up a Shrunken Head. And in all honesty, man, a Doombringer may have been the golden ticket for this Legion team to, you know, fight their way back into this game.
Yeah, definitely. With Doombringer, they will. I mean, Warbeast at least will be able to do something big, but I think it's not really a wise choice because they have quite a amount of stuns there, and he needs his Shrunken Head.
Yep. You're certainly right. Yeah, the Shrunken Head is kind of the safe choice, but the only reason I bring it up, because it does sound a bit outlandish, like, oh, Doombringer, you know, all this kind of stuff. It is legitimate, though, and for a couple of reasons. One, because Warbeast probably should have taken out Kongor by now. I mean, he certainly has the ability to now that he has the lifesteal. We're actually going to see some initiation here. Polywog Priest, man, he's going to take some of our advice. Unfortunately, it may backfire a little bit. First kill going to come out onto a Luna, but Polywog Priest going to fall shortly after. Pardon me, Mage Bane does go down, a Bound Eye is on the ground, and who's going to grab it? Panda's trying to pick it up, but he's got a full inventory. It's going to cost him his life, it looks like, here, as Magmus comes in. He's going to go Steam Bath, the Bound Eye is going to get taken out. Well, actually, it's going to get picked up by Magmus, pardon me, and it's going to be a little bit of a failed engage here. Looks like a 3-for-2 exchange, so not as bad as it could have been, but unfortunately not as good as it could have been either. And then we're going to be stuck in a pause here. Looks like the Warbeast did crash. But now that we're stuck in pause, I was just going to say he probably could have taken out Kongor by now if that's something that he was interested in doing. If he picked up that token, pulled all that gold, picked up a Doombringer, all they'd have to do is feign some sort of pressure, try and bait the Hellborn team into a bad position, send Warbeast to backdoor this bottom lane of Rax, and boom! All of a sudden, the team that's down by 13K gold, 15K experience is back in this game, you know? So that certainly is a legitimate strategy that they could have opted for here. A gamble, yes. Extraordinarily risky, yes. But in this case, I think it might be warranted just at how farmed this Mage Bane is. But yeah, that last fight, you know, it's good to see Polywog Priest at least using that portal key, catching some initiation power, and they were rewarded with a nice kill onto Mage Bane.
Yeah, I totally agree with you. Okay, now you say that, I think it makes more sense to me. Warbeast actually could bring down the Kongor and take the token, then go for a Doombringer strategy. That's pretty much awesome. I mean, with the Doombringer, he can do much more, and he has a token, so it does not matter. Right. But it's a big risk. Yeah, he prefers to go to the safer way.
Yeah, and, you know, and this is the interesting part about this analysis is this one of these situations where the safe bet, the Shrunken Head, the predictable thing is actually, you know, are they so far behind that the safe bet isn't going to work? You know, that is Shrunken Head too little too late for Warbeast? I don't know one way or the other, but it's just an interesting thought that the safe route could potentially be the wrong choice here. We'll see. Of course, lagging out in that fight probably didn't help things too much. Looks like we are going to resume here. No? Well, yes. Yes. Okay. Go. The green light. We got to wait, then it glow. So we are back. So to recap, that was a 3-for-2 exchange favoring the Hellborn side, but they did lose their Mage Bane. Not to worry, he has 5K gold in the bank. Holy Toledo.
Yeah, that's pretty bad sign for the Legion team.
Yes, indeed. 600 G... Oh, my God. All right, well, I was feeling like this was a little bit more even until I hit the GPM tab. If you pull that up, just... Wow.
Yeah, 600 GPM for Mage Bane.
Double pretty much everyone else in the game. Even Warbeast, who has turned around his farm quite nicely, actually, now at around 350 GPM. Warbeast is catching up, but... 350 is great, but it just doesn't compare to 600. It simply almost feels like orders of magnitude difference here. But back to the passive play. Both teams very, very comfortable playing passively here, and that's why I'm scratching my head at a little bit. Why is this Legion team so comfortable playing this passive game? You know, again, the longer they sit back, the more difficult it's going to be to shut down this Mage Bane. That window of opportunity that you brought up before, where you know he went farm intensive. You know, he doesnn't have a Helm of the Black Legion. He didn't go for an early Geometers. They could have pressured him a little bit more. They could have punished that early Alchemist Bones that gives him absolutely no survivability, but they kind of chose not to. They sat back and farmed instead of pressuring Mage Bane. So I don't know. Again, I'd love to see them be a little bit more aggressive here, and I think they need to keep up the aggression kind of as much as possible. They are doing the right thing, so they are stacking the Ancients, making sure they keep map control, keeping wards up here at their own Ancients down here in the bottom. Nice ward coverage for the Hellborn side as well. Of course, they do have a nice aggressive ward up here on the plateau. But, yeah.
Yeah, so actually, Polywog Priest just now at the earlier game had the advantage of catching Mage Bane easily, fairly easily, with just a Rune Cleaver. I mean, yeah, he had an early Portal Key, I'm not wrong. He went straight for Portal Key. So he could actually use this advantage and actually bring Mage Bane down fairly easily. But I don't know what is the thing that stopped him from doing that.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
I don't know.
I think he got overconfidence because he managed to caught Mage Bane once and he thought that it does not matter at all. After all, he's so squishy and yeah, so we just leave him alone and now boom, it's backfired.
Yeah, absolutely. And you know, just they could try and capitalize on some of the ability of Warbeast to pressure these lanes. Mage Bane now, he's finished the Frostwolf Skull, and this is where things get scary. This is my absolute favorite item choice on Mage Bane, and he didn't go for the Frostburn build as you were talking about, but is going to end up with sort of the same result, the Geometer's Bane and that Frostwolf Skull. Now, I love the Frostwolf Skull and Mage Bane for a plethora of different reasons, but the two primary are that, one, it gives him a hell of a lot of stats. It kills two birds with one stone, gives him a huge amount of damage output now, ranging from 220 to 224, gives him a huge amount of HP. He's got 2,400 hit points, by far the tankiest hero in this game by a long shot. No other hero even above 2k hit points. Wow, that's scary indeed. And then also the passive slow. Passive attack speed slow does have some sort of anti-carry potential there. It does slow down the effects of Warbeast and Pandemonium, but you're not getting away from Mage Bane now. There is absolutely no running from this bad boy between the blink and the 30% slow on Frostwolf Skull. If LesQQ is on top of you, you can pretty much rest assured that someone's dying. Whether it's Mage Bane or you, he's going to be able to chase you down.
Yep. Pretty much there.
So, yeah, I love the item choice, and just further evidence of things being kind of out of control here a little bit. Cthulhuphon has now picked up his Soul's Bulwark. I can only imagine that will turn into a Demonic Breastplate here once he has enough time to farm it up.
Yeah, so how do you think, or what do you think the Legion team can do right now to actually stop the Mage Bane?
I mean, at this point, what I would suggest if I was on their Skype call coaching them to victory, I'd probably I'd stick with the split push, man. I'd say, all right, everybody group up except Warbeast, feign some pressure in the mid lane, maybe throw the wards down, force this Legion team, maybe even go to the top, force the Hellborn side out of position, make them at least group up and try and defend these towers, and then send Warbeast in that bottom lane, have him pressure it up, and before you know it, I mean, if Warbeast can clear out this tier 3 tower, maybe even get the melee racks, that can start pressuring things in their favor. That is one thing this Hellborn team doesn't have a lot of, is kind of the ability to split push. They have a super farmed Mage Bane, but there aren't too many heroes that can go toe-to-toe with the farmed Warbeast. Mage Bane is one of them, but who else can really stand toe-to-toe with him? No one. And I think their golden ticket is going to be to split those forces. But again, that timing window is quickly disappearing, especially now that our Hellborn team is going to be able to pick up a free Kongor kill. Of course, LesQQ going to grab that last hit and also the token. That's going to make things that much more difficult. We're getting close to that. It doesn't really matter kind of point in this game where this Mage Bane is just going to be a little too fat.
Yeah.
So we shall see, good sir. I would love to see them be more aggressive. I mean, even just to see this War Beast try and take out some of these second-tier towers. I mean, you got to do something. You got to pressure somewhere. You got to do something to get their attention. Try and pick up kills. Try and take map control. I mean, the static farming just simply isn't working. The Hellborn team is continuing to get further and further ahead. Now 15k gold, 16k experience. They just have superior map control, and for good reason. They're so far ahead right now. Anytime they get into a remotely aggressive position, the Legion team can't really do anything but hide behind their towers and sort of, well, just turtle up, so to speak. Looks like they may get a bit more aggressive here, though. They are grouped up about the top lane, and this could end up being a tier 2 for tier 2 tower exchange as the Hellborn side's grouped up in the mid. Could get interesting pretty quick here, man.
Yeah, so they are going to split up push, and Hellborn team is going to push middle lane, and the Legion team is going to push top lane. So it's going to be a exchanging tower.
I believe the Hellborn side, though, is going to have a bit of a pushing advantage here, at least for now, just because there's so much more farm. They're going to take out that tier 2. They're going to go straight in. There's no glyph for this Legion side. Pandemonium is going to be in big trouble. Oh, there's the ultimate from Magmus. That's going to have to secure the kill onto Glacius. Pandemonium is going to be headed towards the well, and here we're going to see that split push. War Beast is at the top lane. He's pressuring the tower. All the while down here in the bottom, the fight's continuing. Actually going to be able to pick up a kill onto Magmus. And Dualfont going in very deep. Is he going to be able to get that kill into Polywog Priest? The Obliterate going to miss. Beautifully done by Pandemonium. Now he's going to catch him in the ultimate. Unfortunately, the tower not going to be doing damage. But, yeah, Cthulhuphant just so tanky. He's the perfect one to be absorbing all that damage. Magebane just going straight for the racks. Melee rack's going to fall. Cthulhuphant's going to go down. Magebane staying in. He's going to burn the token to pick up that kill onto good old Bubbles. Up at the top lane, the tier 3 tower did fall, but the defense is there. It doesn't look like War Beast is going to be able to secure the melee racks, and it looks like Fade may be able to pick up a kill here. There's the Burning Shadows. That's going to be the end of War Beast. All the while in the mid lane, Magebane's still alive. The Blink's coming in. He's going to blink back just in the nick of time. Not going to be able to secure the Ranger rack. So all in all, very nicely done by the Hellborn side. Team cToe pulling ahead, picking up a melee barracks, as well as the kill advantage here, furthering their lead now 17k gold, 19k experience.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, and nice attempt coming out from the Legion team. I mean, yeah, they actually open a space for the Hellborn, for War Beast to actually push in to the tier 3 tower. So yeah, they managed to bring it down, but the rest is still intact.
Yeah.
So the Rex was like half HP, the melee Rex. So yeah, was pretty good.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, the Hellborn side did a really good job defending that. The ports were just kind of spot on. They hit that nice timing window where, you know, they let War Beast think he had it. They sort of forced him to overcommit, sort of like you were saying. You make that executive decision, all right, if I just right-click auto-attack on this building, will I have enough damage to take it down? That's the kind of mental math you want to force your opponents into doing. Force that split-second decision-making. And, again, very nicely done by Team CamelToe there on the Hellborn side. So we'll see, man. War Beast continuing to farm nicely. He's picked up the Slayer. Is it going to be the Doombringer? I don't know, man. I don't think so, but I'm just saying it's possible.
I think he's going to pick up a Savage Mace to counter Magebane's wing bow.
Oh, you know, I didn't see the wing bow. You're a step ahead of me, man, but exactly right. Yeah, I missed the wing bow, and that brings us to another point. Wow, Magebane picking up that wing bow there, and he already has the Frostwolf skull. That is scary as well. I really like the item choice there, and I like that. One thing I really like about wing bow is it forces the hand here, so it makes perfect sense. Gonna see initiation come out. Ward's going to come down, and who's going to pick up the kills? Actually, the Legion team doing a pretty good job holding their ground here. The Magmus ulti going to come out. There was at least one Shrunken Head active, so it wasn't super effective, but they're going to come out ahead. Magmus is going to fall before it's all said and done, but it is going to be a 1 for 2 at least at the moment. Cthulhuphant now taking a lot of damage, but he is one tanky beast. Going to be able to survive without too much trouble. Luna going to come in. She's going to throw the stun, but follow-up not quite going to be there. There's Fade. She's a little bit late to the party, and oh, man. Knocking on the door, but unfortunately they're not going to let her in. The Burning Shadow's not going to connect. This tier 2 tower, though, I think its days may be numbered to a matter of seconds. So the tier 2 going to fall here. Another actually a fairly solid defense for a Legion team. Only a 1 for 2. I mean, it's, you know, nothing too crazy, but overall a pretty solid defense. You know, they didn't get wiped. The shrunken heads were used at a good time, and actually really did mitigate a lot of the effectiveness of that Magnus ult that otherwise would have been quite crippling. Faye gonna go straight in. There's the Burning Shadows. Polywog Priest gonna get caught. Pandemonium doing a lot of return damage onto Fade. Valentine's caught in a bad position, and yeah, that's gonna be the end of him. Unfortunately, a bit of an overcommitment. And oh my god, a Luna! What are you doing? The red power throw gonna pick up a double kill. Wow, that is fantastic. Angel Freedom and Magician gonna fall. The power of a Luna, my friend. Woo.
Yeah, that's awesome power throw coming up from a Luna.
Big plays, big plays. Very nicely done, man. That has got to feel good. I'll be honest, I'm not an Luna player. I rarely ever play a Luna. I've never done one of those awesome snipes like that, but it's got to feel good. That's got to be just a mental high for the rest of this game. You're carrying that morale. I got this, guys. I'm going to pick up the team, put them on my back. It's got to feel good. Add that to my list of things to accomplish. Just nice Luna power throw. Beautiful. Beautiful stuff. So, of course, the Tier 2 tower does fall. The lead continuing to advance here for Team cToe on the Hellborn side. 22k gold and experience all around the board. I believe Kongor will be respawning in the very near future. Probably just a couple of minutes here or so. I imagine they'll wait for him to pop up. Presumably pick up a pretty easy Kongor kill once again. And then, well, perhaps make that final push. Maybe finish off that mid lane of Rax. There is still one outer remaining tower. It is that Tier 2 in the top lane here for the Legion. And for the Hellborn side, they do still have that Tier 2 in the mid lane. So a couple of towers still remain for the taking for both sides. Legion team still in it, though they are backed up against a wall.
Yeah. Looks like they are going to hit to middle lane and do a push into the base right now to get the last wreck, or maybe not.
Yeah, well, and the Legion team is actually kind of a funky position here, and okay, everyone has ports out. Polywog Priest was the only one without a port, and he's back in the base, so they are in a position to come back, and yeah, it looks like Hellborn side just going to go straight for that Tier 2 at the top. Perfectly sensible here, no reason not to take that tower. I don't know what you were thinking, though, buddy. Someone was talking about porting in. Certainly not the wise choice right there. Warbeast, though, he's going to backdoor the Rax. They're going to pick up the Rax here in the top lane. The engage going to commence down here in the bottom. Magma's going to come in. Again, the Shrunken Heads are active. Not the best Magma's ulti we've seen. Glacius going to get taken out. Magebane actually going to burn the ulti to finish off Glacius. Now he's going to turn. That's going to be the end of Pandemonium without the Shrunken Head. He's not going to be able to last too long. Warbeast is here. He's got the ultimate, but no Shrunken Head. He's going to be able to survive and make it back to the well, but the rest of his team not going to be so lucky. He's going to be the lone survivor here. It's going to be a 4-0. The mid lane's getting pushed in by the super creep. Top lane going to fall, and unfortunately, Warbeast not going to be able to do much to keep his base alive. A noble effort to take out the Rax in the top lane, but yeah, it's looking like this might be the end. The level 25 Magebane just going to be a bit too much for the Legion to handle. In the way of buybacks, what do they have? Wraith on the Pandemonium does have enough for a buyback, but even if he uses it, I don't know that it's going to be enough. The Glyph going to be burned. The Tier 3 going to fall in the bottom lane. Rax going to fall shortly after, and yeah, man, I think we're going to be moments from a GG here. One last-ditch effort from the Legion team. Warbeast and Pandemonium, the Crusaders against the world. Unfortunately, their crusade is going to be put to a premature end. Warbeast coming back in. He wants to tango. He wants to make it happen. The Shrunken Head going to be used. Is it going to be enough? Nope, the ultimate going to pop off. Let's see those right-click auto attacks. Warbeast going to go down. It's going to be a clean sweep. I don't think anyone's even going to fall for the Hellborn side. Les QQ picking up the quad kill as they get wiped up. The Genocide comes out. That will be the icing on the cake, my friend.
Oh yeah, it's a GG game. It's pretty much been dominating everyone from the Legion team.
Yeah, and, you know, I hate to say it, man, but could have seen this one coming kind of from a mile away, given how quickly Magebane was farming in this match. He just had absolute free farm for way too long. You know, can't even pretend to be surprised about that when a Magebane picks up a 5-minute Alchemist Bones. That's what happens. That's just what happens. It's why you can't let that happen. But another good game here. We did see Team cToe beat Team Invasion. Again, another round of 32 matchup. All best of one until the finals. We'll be moving on to the round of 16 coming up next year, guys, in the Sangalore offline Han Malaysian Championship, National Championship 2012. Thank you so much for joining us. I'm Zyori. With me was Min. Min, do you have any closing thoughts here before we take a break before the round of 16?
Yeah, nothing much, but wow, just wow, Mitch Bain with 831 GPM is wow, unstoppable.
That is one of the highest GPNs I've ever seen. That is a nice statistic to highlight. So on that note, guys, we are going to queue up some tunes. Sit tight. We do have more Heroes of Newerth coming your way on this fine Saturday afternoon.